Hello everyone, another Klaus here, and today guys I'm gonna review an Hero Factory 2011 set, in fact the last set I have to review, and it's going to be Firelord. So here we go, here's the box. So of course it's a little bigger than the other canisters, well the other villains box, because this time Firelord is a Titan set, kind of a Warriors one. Well, of course it's bigger. For the front part of the box, you're gonna have the Lego Hero Factory logo, the Hero Core up there, so the same thing as the other box. As the other boxes, excuse me. Of course, Firelord in the front, explosion in the background, fire, stuff like that. Very nice. The name right here, Firelord, and of course all the dark metallic parts here, which goes through all over the box. In fact, on the top side, you're gonna have a 1:1 picture scale of the Firelord's head. Other sides don't really feature anything interesting. Then on the back, a little battle scene between Firelord here and two heroes, Stormer 2.0 and the new one, Evo, right there, and a little picture showing you how to fire the Tornax Zanor thingy, which is not really new, of course. And I think that's quite all for the box. So once again, quite nice in the 2011 style. So pretty cool. Now for the instruction booklet. Which is nothing really interesting. Of course, you're gonna have the same picture, the same battle scene, but the guys are a little closer to each other, as you can see. Then the instruction with like 25 steps and of course some sub-steps. Then the parts list, some ads for the website. Then the really nice 2011 picture with all the heroes walking in front of the picture and Firelord in the background. Really cool. The Hero Recon team, which will come in spring 2011, and you will be able to build and buy your own hero, some ads, and the win page. So, nice to have some pictures in a little bigger. It's quite nice. And now for the set itself. So first, the body frame. So of course we're going to use the same parts, but it's a Titan, so of course there will be some difference. But as you can see, first we have a different frame which is a little longer, so it's the same, it's as wide as the other body frame, but just a little longer in terms of, as you can see, like that, so a little longer. Then on this part we're going to link some other parts, mostly in fact some simple parts like this one, which will be linked, for example, to some ordical neck, which will be useful to make the legs bulkier and stronger, as you can see. So it will be useful for that, and as you can see, most of the parts used are some ordical neck or some greater neck, or in fact ball joints. In fact, 6 ball joints on the back, linked with some really simple parts, which will be, which it works just fine. In fact, it's really simple and it works just fine. The parts don't fall apart or things like that. It's okay. Then we're gonna link the armor part. So first, well, there's 2 parts, what we call the villain core, and then this part from the heroes. Here it's in silver. You will see later on that the color scheme is well, quite well. Then we have the still armor, which will be put in this way. Oh, excuse me, I have to put this before. Just remember, I'm supposed to put this part, excuse me, and it will be all white. Yeah, like that, excuse me. A second one, and this final part, so excuse me for that, and oh, excuse me, yeah, like that. Let's look okay. Now I'm going to show you the legs first, and then the arms. Yes, the legs first. So the legs are like that. So of course they use the same limbs part as the heroes and villains, as you can see, but this time there is tons more. So as you can see, we've got the I guess it's the longest limb part, this one, which will come in 3rd time, as you can see, so 2 in black, 1 in orange. Of course, on the back, you got this part to make the legs more, a little stronger, excuse me, not more, but just stronger. And well, that's really simple. You don't have anything to understand. It's some simple parts, some limbs parts from Hero Factory 2011 linked together. Then you got the feet, well, the foot, which is pretty bland because it's just 2 connectors and 3 greater necks linked together. So once again, nothing really complicated to understand. Now we're going to link the different armor parts. So first, there's 2 ones in dark metals, as you can see, which will be linked right there. Then a nice printed part with some lava shame, as you can see, which you will have this part 4 times in this set, 4 times, so it's quite nice, and it's the same print on each of these 4 parts. It will be linked like that. And finally, a little part which will come for the as you can see, it's a smaller armor part, and it will be put on this ball joint on the front. And that's all for the legs. Yes, it looks quite bland, and it will stay like that. So I'm going to link these 2 parts on the ball joints, nothing complex once again. Now I'm going to link the second leg, which as you can see is exactly the same. So no problem once again, I'm going to link this part to the Ordica neck, then to the body frame, and the legs are done. Now I'm going to link the arms, or at least I'm going to show you the arms. It looks like that. So once again, some limbs parts linked together, some, as you can see, silver end. Of course, it's a new mod with 4 fingers, so nothing very new. The Tornax launcher in dark metal. Once again, I guess, yes, it's already appeared in other sets, like the normal villains. In fact, the most interesting part of this set, of this part, is here. As you can see, some parts directly taken from the Fantoka set, the H-shaped one, and then a little technic beams in an L shape and some connectors. I'm going to put this part like that on the 2 pinholes, and then I will have, with this second connector, I will be able to link the 2 connectors on the 2 ball joints. That said, I'm going to link first the printed part, right here, and then this, not really a new one, but another mod, as you can see, always the big one, the huge one, which will be linked like that. If I'm correct, and yes, I guess I'm correct. So it works like that. And well, now this arm at least is done. So the left one, it will be linked like that. And the second one is exactly the same, except that there is no armor on this part. But apart from that, it's the same new type of system to link the 2 connectors to their ball joints. Like that, yes. So we are nearly done. In fact, I'm just going to link first the shield, because here, of course, we got the Tornax launcher plus the new type of Zama. Well, it's the same mold, but with a different paint, some orange and red fade. And then you got the shield, which is made with some already seen parts. So first, the Furno part from his 1.0 frame, released in 2010, of course, and then the Mystica shield, so in dark metal, nothing new. It was already released in the Takaniva set from 2008. Some connector. This gray part, which will be useful because it will be linked to the limb part like that. So, and here we go. It's linked. Now I'm going to link the what I call the jetpack. So once again, it's some parts that we have already seen in previous villains. So this dark metal one, really full of details, with of course the usual connector on the back and 2 points of connection, and 4 points of connection, by the way, and of course full of details, very nice. It will be linked on this 2 ball joint from 2006. The second one, which is of course exactly the same. And finally the head. So first we have a normal Glatron head, so not really a new mod. Then this part, which is quite useful because it's really a connector plus directly a ball joint molded directly on it. And then some new recolor of this part, which we are already seen in the villain set. And this time they come in Mata Web, from normal web, by the way, not the dark one from 2004. And finally the head, which of course also features the drill dozer head, because one mod serves for 2 heads, you can see, so it's nice for the recolors, less for the design, of course. And of course we're going to link the Firelord's head right here. And oh, excuse me for that, I'm going to add some more books because Firelord is finished, in fact. A little, yes, this one, and it's okay. So now I'm going to let's first do a little turnaround and then of course talk about articulations and finally a little sum up of this set. Is it worth it or not? We'll see that later on. So first, the legs. So you got of course two ball joints right here. You can put the legs like that, also a little in front, but not that much. As you can see, you have way to force to put it like that. Then you got the knee section of once again two ball joints, which block at 90 degrees, nothing more. And then the feet, which got also two ball joints, but the ball joints are limited in just one way, one direction. So this means they can just do stuff like that, not be turned on the side, well, a little, as you can see. But the armors kind of touch themselves, so it's not really that good. But at least you can touch the legs like that, and of course you got one ball joint here, which I don't really know. It's not really useful as an articulation. It's just to link this part for the design elements. So the legs are okay, could be better. Then you got the arms. Once again, you got two ball joints. That doesn't really mean it's more articulated. In fact, it's the opposite, because you can see I can't turn the arms back. I can't put him in the. You can see I can do that, and if I try, it will. Yeah, the connector will just pop out. So it doesn't work that way. So you can put this part in this way. You can, on the other hand, put this like that. A little on the side also. So it's okay in this way, it works just fine, but in the other way it's blocked, so you can't do stuff like that. Then you got this part which is mounted in a weird way. This means it will block at 90 degrees, as you can see. And of course sometimes the shield blocks on the rest of the arms because it's already linked, it's directly linked with the little gray part. As you can see, I just got, in fact, excuse me, if I just got the ball joint, I am able to turn the shield around, and then it will, the arms will be less limited in terms of possibility. But because I've got this part, it's quite a little problem. Well, it's not as worse as the shoulder section, but still. Then you got the hands, which can turn kind of freely. Of course, it kind of blocks on the flames, but it has to be expected. And the other arms, well, it works the same, the shoulders, so the same stuff, as you can see, which can break really easily. Well, not really break, but can just pop out. And once again, you got this part which blocks at 90 degrees, and the hands, which this time is a little more free than this one. And then you got the jetpacks, which are mounted on two ball joints, which are pretty free. So this means you can put them the way you want, like that, for example, if you want to make some bigger shoulder, like that. And finally, you got the head, which is mounted on two ball joints. This means it can turn on the sides and up and down without any big problems. And I think that's all. So that's all for the articulations. And now I'm going to do a little sum up of Firelord, so the only titans of this first 2011 wave, in fact. Like that. And here we go. So yes, I'm going to do the summers, and I will do some comparison size between him and villains and heroes. So first, the color scheme. So it's mostly black, dark metal, silver, and then you got two other colors, red and orange, which is okay in fact, except for the orange, because well, it just appears on the main frame and not even on the body frame, because you can't really see the orange on the body frame because of the front armor. So it mostly appears here, and that's also a little on the printed parts. But that's also, I think they should have just keep one colors, red or orange, but not two at the same time, because it just looks there is too much colors. I mean, there is two silver, there is black, and then there is these two colors. So too much colors. They should just have chose I've chosen, excuse me, one color, I think. But overall, except for that, it's okay. Plus the printed parts are really cool, so it's fine, kind of. Then you got the construction. No, the partition first. The partition, so you got some interesting parts, like of course the printed parts, the two new recolored parts right here. Of course, you will have your usual armor parts in some colors, like for example here dark metal, stuff like that. So overall, it's okay. It's pretty decent, I think. It's nice to have this new colors and new printed parts. Of course, you have also some limbs part, but in orange it isn't really is useful because you just got these two parts in orange. So of course, it's not really useful for mod, but well, I don't know. I haven't tried yet. Then you got the construction, which is quite interesting because of course it's a Titan, so it's nice to see how they use the new type of collection parts for a set this size. So it can be quite interesting. Plus, for example, for the body frame, mostly I guess it's mostly interesting for this body part, and a little for the legs, even if there is some problems. But we're gonna talk about that later on. First, the articulations. As you have seen, there is some nice point of articulations on the pelvis part, for example, and in fact that's all. In fact, yes, just on the pelvis part, because on the other parts it's quite limited, as you have only seen. On the knee section is blocked and in the grease, the feet are just blocked in one way. Plus, then you got the arms, the shoulder section, which is quite nice. I mean, you can do stuff like that, put the arms up or down, but you can turn it on the other side, and if you try, it will just pop out. So it's, I mean, it could have been a good idea because it's new, it's interesting, but it just doesn't work. And also you got this part here, the elbow part, which blocks at 90 degrees because of all the armors are put, which is also just weird once again because parts with limited ball joints exist, so I don't really know why, but well. And the air and the jetpacks are quite well articulated, but they are not the major part of this set, so it's cool, but it would have been better if this part here and there were more articulated. And finally, the overall design. So it really depends where you look at, because let's be honest, if you look at this part, it's just plain ugly. Because first of all, you don't have any armor. I mean, it's just orange. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's like you got the legs. So first you got. Well, let's begin with the bottom part. First, you begin with the feet. Okay, not okay. You got two ball joints. I mean, you could do better than that, I guess. Then you guess, well, okay, it's just the feet. You move up, you got the two armors, nice, some printed parts, cool, and then you got that, boom, in your face. It's orange and no armors, and then you have this part which just look like that. There is no armors, in fact, to link the kind of the body frame and the waist of the legs. So the legs in terms of design could have been better. Then you got the body frame. And if you put off the jetpack, you will see that, well, there is once again no real connection in terms of armors between the body frame and the shoulders. In fact, there is nothing. It's really blocky, really blocky, and not really that good. Then you got the arms, and yes, the shield is quite well done. I mean, it's quite big. You got two colors. The Firelord weapons look good. The other arms also look okay. The head is fine with the two long arms on the side, and the jetpacks look fine. But overall, once again, it's not that good. So, if you want a final opinion about Firelord, and I'm going to do some first some comparison size. Yeah, first I'm going to just put Firelord to show you what it looks like. So, I'm only going to put, yeah, quite ugly also. Like that, so you can do the size. So it's quite nice because at least in comparison to the heroes, Firelord is quite big, so it's quite impressive. And I mean, it's supposed to be like that. I mean, it's the big bad guy, the chef of the villain and stuff like that. So it's supposed to be impressive, and is impressive in terms of size at least. So that's what for the heroes. Now for the villains, so I'm just going to do that. Yeah, so once again, it's pretty impressive in comparison to the villains, even if Drilldozer is not the tallest one. of the 3 villains. If you want a little comparison with Jetbug, well, here it is. Let's look. Okay, and now I'm going just to do a little pause with Firelord and to pause, of course, his minions with him. And I'm going to, of course, finish this sum up. So, should you buy Firelord? Not really. Well, not in first, at least, because, I mean, it got some good points. I mean, the body frame is interesting in terms of the construction, the parts are good, stuff like that, but he also got really drawbacks. I mean, the design is not, it just look awful like that. It's just, so yeah, excuse me, there's some problems with this sum up. Yeah. So I'm going to just pause the 3 villains with him. So yeah, overall, Firelord is a nice, it's a first try. Yes, it's a first try. It's a first try. It's not that good. It's not that bad. It's just plain bland. Yes, it's just it's okay. Nothing more, nothing less. It could have been better, but it's not. So it's up to you to change him. So it's a first try in the Titan section for this new type of articulation. And well, that's all, guys. Honestly, it could have been a better set, but it's not. It's okay, and that's all. It's a decent set. It's got some interesting parts, some nice design elements, but on the other hand, it's also got some bad, poorly designed elements, like this part of the legs. It's badly articulated on some other elements, like the shoulders and the knees. So yeah, could have been better, not that good. I don't really recommend this set as a first buy. It's still okay, because it's nice to see how you try to build a Titan with this type of articulation, but that's all, in fact. So that's all, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you have still any questions or comments I have not answered, well, feel free to ask them in my comment section. I will answer them. And that said, hope you enjoyed this Hero Factory 2011 reviews. So that was Firelord plus his 3 minions. I've already reviewed the 6 heroes. And well, that said, hope you enjoyed once again, and see you later for another video review. Bye bye.